What is happening, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to the Spurs Talk Show. I got some. How's Mia got in the background? Have I put the note? Have I put the link out somewhere? That I shouldn't have done. What's going on, Mia? How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
Where's the link?
It's in the chat, you donut.
Have I put the link in the chat?
Yeah, I thought you were supposed to have because it's a phone-in show, so I assumed. My bad.
When have I done that?
You've definitely done that.
I'm having an absolute mess. It's all good. It's all good. Welcome to the show. Where have I actually put the link?
It's in the chat, honestly, if you go through the chat.
I've got no idea what I've done here. How are you, though? Oh, oh, that's what I've done. I put the fantasy league. I was supposed to put the. Oh, you know what? It doesn't matter. This was going to be a me with the chat section. But you know what? Now it is what it is. Now it's a panel show. Hello, guys. How you doing? It is what it is. Hello, Adrian. How are you?
Hang on. What's that?
Well, Adrian's struggling.
What's
Mia,
that?
how you doing? You okay?
Hang on. Let me.
Yeah, I'm all good since we last spoke a little while ago.
Honestly, I wasn't. You know, now it's a panel show. It was going to be just a me with the chat. I haven't had it. I haven't had a.
Okay, I can go. It's honestly not an issue.
No, not at all. No, listen, it's fine. It's absolutely fine with me. Everyone's piling in. It's Saturday night. People are piling in. Let's get them in. Let's have a wonderful. You know what? I might as well pin this show. Then let me get what. Wait a second. Let me start the show the way I wanted to start it. Welcome everybody. How are you? This is the Spurs Talk Show. I'm Sean Butler. Allegedly, this is now a panel show, and that is absolutely fine with me. I'm doing it again. I promise you, I'm not drunk this time. But we are now a panel show. We got Mia in the house. I think that was Adrian Schroker who was going to join. We've also got, is that Dermatron?
Yeah, it's me.
Hello,
I won't be on here. I won't be on here for long, John. Thought pop on for 5 minutes just to say great to see you back. Haven't been on here for a while. And when are you doing this fan show again? Because I've realised I've got to pop off. So.
Oh, well, I was going to do the fan show tonight, and then I realised I'm going to do it tomorrow night after the game. So there's no point in doing two in one shows. And I changed last minute to make it a single. I was going to just sit there and talk with the chat for an hour, get everyone's thoughts. But you know, the Lord had other intentions. So we're now a panel show. How are you, sir? You okay, mate?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. It's been a weird week. It really has been one of those weeks where you're thinking once in a lifetime, if you know what I mean. It's been that sort of week. But I'm on the sort of the attitude of, look, big players have left us before and big players will leave us again. We're Tottenham Hotspur. We'll still be here and we'll still rise.
Yay.
Let's get on the Ange train because I think Ange will take us to success. So I'm on that.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I'm really good.
Good, mate.
Hello,
yeah.
Dermatron.
Hi, Adrian. How are you? I haven't seen you before, so how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Yeah. Quick question, Dermatron. You probably know the answer. Who's going to be our penalty taker now that Kane's gone?
Oh, I'm actually going for Sonny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my choice.
What
How about you, Adrian?
I think Maddison will get him. Didn't he take one against us at Leicester?
Yeah, he did actually.
Yeah, Maddison's a penalty taker. I think Maddison takes them. Well, actually, it's up to Sonny now. He's the captain. Sonny gets to decide who's taking the free kicks. Sonny gets to decide a whole bunch of things. Until recently, Sonny hasn't.
Jose, right?
Who we got in the house? Mia's back in, and we got Jose. Is it Jose or Jose?
Jose.
Jose, how are you, mate? Good to see you.
Not bad, yourself?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Like I say, I wasn't expecting anyone to pop on, but I've made my bed, and I'm very happy to have you all on. Makes my night a lot easier. I was gearing up towards a monologue for the next hour, but now I can hand over the responsibilities of the conversation to you fine people, which is wonderful to see. Before we get into it, I want to do what I should have done 10 minutes ago before I was caught out by me as a rival. I was like, what is going on? What is going on? I've done it again. But welcome back to the Spurs Talk Show, everybody. Let me do what I've always got to do. I've got to say hello to the members first. Nige, Pure Spurs, good to see you, my man. Drew Zilla, always in the house. What's happening, Drew? Good to see you. Kate's in the house as well. Hope you're okay, Kate. Good to see you. And we've got, Kate's also here. And Kate's mentioning more and more people. Who are any other members in the house? Any other members in the house at the moment? I think that's about it. Lots of repetitive messages, and that is fine with me. Dave Jones in the house. What's happening, Dave? Hey, Jones, what about Dier? We're going to talk about him in a second. And we've got Tommy Howard as well. Good to see you guys. Good to see the guys in the panel. Hope everybody else is doing wonderful things with your Saturday night. Before we get into it, can I just say, I don't know if you guys are watching this, but I'm currently watching on my little side screen here, Bayern Munich versus Red Bull Leipzig, RB Leipzig in their cup final, or what is the name of the cup that's on? I forget the name of it, but
DFB Cup. The
DFB Cup. Harry Kane is on the bench, but Leipzig are 2-0 up at half time. You gotta love it. Harry Kane, wherever he goes, it looks like he's going to miss the chance to win his first trophy. Poor man.
I'm very happy because I'm an RB Leipzig fan in Germany. So I'm extremely happy tonight.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I'm rooting for every team apart from Bayern Munich. Not because Harry Kane is there, but because of how Bayern Munich handled that whole situation. And, now that they're out of the window, much like with all of the other nonsense that's happened over the last 6 months with Tottenham Hotspur, whenever the villain has been removed, whoever's left gets the heat, and then that person leaves, whoever's left gets the heat. So Bayern Munich are now out of the equation. Everyone's forgetting what part Bayern Munich played in this whole disaster, this whole absolute shambles, and there's a lot of venom going in certain directions, but we're going to talk about that. I'm going to start with Adrian, mate. Let's just start on Harry Kane for a second. I don't want to go over the whole thing, right? But like the Tottenham Hotspur Supporters Trust have come out with their statement. They were pretty venomous, and giving out a little bit of ire, I think, towards Daniel Levy. Second time in a row, they've decided to die on a hill that I don't think they should die on. I got a video coming out about my thoughts on that we did with Mia on Mia's channel earlier. That's coming out tomorrow morning. But Adrian, don't want to spend too much on Harry Kane because I think I want to put it in the past. But whilst we're talking about it, how do you feel about the Harry Kane scenario now that it's done? Are you annoyed? Are you optimistic? Are you you want to move on quickly and go from there? What's your take on it?
I've moved on. I mean, like, my Spurs immune system is pretty bulletproof. After Spurs were relegated in the 1976-77 season, there is no pain, So I moved on. Good luck to Kane. Thanks for the memories. But I've noticed that I don't know if the rest of the panel think the same thing. Is this grieving? Some fans are really grieving over it and really hurt, and then nothing to me. I'm just ambivalent to it. Now he's gone.
I'm over it, mate. I was over it 5 seconds after it happened.
Yeah, me as well. Just cut ties, bang, gone. But I just wonder if this grieving process is a generational thing or not.
Yeah, I think so. And I also think some people are taking the opportunity to lay into agendas. And I do think that, listen, partisanship, positivity bias, people naturally have had their proclivities on their opinions around whatever's going on at Tottenham. And when moments like this happen, I think it's very difficult to sort of divest yourself from the way you felt before it happened. And so a lot of people are going to have opinions now that are shaped by previous opinions. So
yeah, I mean, there are agendas. I'm not against it. I'm not against the protesters, whether it be the trust, whether it be Brian Daigle, who I've spoken to and met personally. I'm not against them using this. Levy was always going to get bashed one way or another because, to be fair, he's the one that caused the Harry Kane situation. If under Poch wasn't back for 518 days in the transfer market, and we declined them because our young team that finished second, third, fourth, 6th, 7th, 4th, and 8th. You could see the gradual slipping away. The legs were getting a bit older, and players didn't want to didn't want to hire press. So no, I'm not against other people using their agendas. I think the board need to have their feet held to the fire. They need to be made to feel accountable. Now, the next blast will come if this money isn't spent. Now, we know we won't get it all in, but if we got 40 million, for example, that's enough to put 13 million down payments on players, isn't it? Or 20 million down payments on an Orban, say, and another centre-back, whether it's Pershers or whoever,
Yeah.
Shall I carry on? I'll give someone else a chance.
Yeah, that's all right. No, go on. Finish your point, and then I'll come to Jose and get Jose's reaction.
I would like a minimum of. I mean, obviously, I'd like about 4 or 5 in, but I'd want a right back as cover because Porro can't defend to save his life. I'd actually like 2 more centre backs in. I would like a number 6. And I'd like. And actually, I wouldn't mind taking a chance on paying 30 mil for young Orban because, his stats, like you mentioned, are just mental. They are just mental, his stats.
Sensational stats, yeah.
Yeah, and you just take a chance on him. I mean, I know he's only done it in the Norwegian league and then into the Genk league and the Belgian league. But remember, Vincent Kompany, Alderweireld,
everyone's got
to they all come from that Belgian league, you know what I mean? So who's to say? I'd rather do that and give Richarlison and Sonny a chance, whether Richarlison plays on the left or they switch, and each of them take turns to play through the centre. I want to see what Richarlison can do because, he did his bit at Watford to get the move to Everton. He looked a better player than he's been for us at Everton.
I think he's always flattered to deceive, Adrian, if I'm honest. Maybe. Massive moments coming up for him, bro. Massive season. Yeah. He's got to prove his worth.
Well, this is his season, isn't it? I mean, we know Sonny can take up the mantle. He did it when Kane done his ankles before, and he did score goals in big games against City and all that, in the Champions League and things. So we know Sonny's a big game player, and he always pulls a wonder goal out of the bag, doesn't he? And I've got no qualms about him. He's 31, but people say he's lost a yard of pace. He hasn't lost, and not in my opinion, he hasn't lost a yard of pace. He might have eased a little bit. Look, Olympic sprinters, some of them ain't in their peak till about 34, Well,
I want to talk about Sonny in a minute, mate. I do want, because I want to talk about, that's one of the topics tonight. There's a topic about, by the way, Adrian, mate, I don't know if you're synced up with us. I think you might be on a bit of a delay, mate. Can you jump? Because I think, first of all, your voice is definitely not synced up with your camera. I think there might be a possibility that you're also on a bit of a 3 or 4 second delay. Is there any chance you can jump out and jump back in again and see if it resyncs?
Sure, I'll do that. I'll do that now. Okay.
Cheers, mate.
I just got to pump off to. I'm sorry, Sean. I've got to pop off. I've got to bow out. So listen, I'll definitely come on for a longer time next week. But I've got to do my podcast. So I didn't think I was going to be brought in.
I appreciate you, mate. I didn't get a chance to get an opinion, but all right, mate. I'll see you real soon. Cheers, Dermo. Love you, buddy.
You too, now. Take care, everyone. Please subscribe to Sean's channel. Let's get him up there. He's one of the best YouTubers and one of the nicest guys in the community. He is a lovely fella and a top bloke. Love him to death. So big up, Sean.
How much do you pay him to say that, then, Sean?
Yeah, enough, mate. Enough. I'm going broke.
Enough. Yeah, pays me
I love you, mate. Everyone get over to THFC till I die. Dermo, are you doing a podcast, are you, this evening?
I am, yeah. Me and Philip can do a cockle clock podcast.
All right, I'll make sure everyone can go check that out.
A few points, it might come out a bit different.
All right, mate. I'll speak to you soon, buddy. Cheers, Dermo.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Jose, Jose, isn't it? Sorry,
yeah,
Jose. Jose, mate, welcome back to the channel. I think this is your second time on. Look, I'd like to ask your opinion about what we were just talking about. Not so much about whether you were in favour of Harry Kane leaving or not, because I think I want to move the conversation forward, but I do want to get everyone's take on Sonny and Eric Dier. And these are the stories of this evening before we talk about Brentford tomorrow. But before I get on that, I just want to focus for a couple of seconds from you. I know Mia's opinion. Everyone can find Mia's opinion and my opinion on her channel. But I do want to get your opinion on the Tottenham Hotspur Supporters Trust. To me, mate, it comes across like the Supporters Trust have changed direction. Like that they've got a new
Sean, can I save you time? Can I save you time? I watched your podcast with Mia, and I'm in total agreement with both of you. I've got nothing further to add.
Okay.
So, to be honest, because I've watched it already, and I urge people to go and watch it because I saw it earlier, and I totally agree with you both.
All right. Well, perfect then. Guys, get over to Mia's channel. I'm going to put the links for everyone's channels into the description. As I say, I didn't realize we were going to be doing one of these, but we're doing it now. We're going to do it again. So Jose, let me stay with you then, mate. Let's talk about the big decision that's been come out of today. There's two stories. Eric Dier allegedly removing his relationship with Tottenham from his bio, allegedly unfollowing Tottenham, then refollowing Tottenham this afternoon after maybe getting out or whatever. Maybe he was having a hissy fit. Let's start with that because I think the Sunny one can deserve a little bit more time. Eric Dier, are we silly to read into it? Are we childish to read into little signals like Eric Dier unfollowing the club on Tottenham on Instagram? Is there something there that we can read in between the lines to take Mia's channel name and run with it? Can we read between the lines there? Is Eric Dier about to be given his exit?
I hope so. However, what I will say is that I think we've had a leadership group supposedly we've had a leadership group for the last 4 or 5 seasons, and he was part of it. The main man's gone, and now that the main man's gone, they're taking apart. The new man's coming, Ange Postecoglou. He's taking it apart. He's from day one. He's been observing the players. He knows what he wants to do, and I believe that. Well, obviously we know now because he's picked his captains and vice captains today. Dier doesn't fit what he wants going forward, and I think it's just so. As soon as it gets announced who the captains and the vice captains are, then I think Twitter showed that he had left before the captains were announced.
That was before the announcement, yeah.
Yeah, it was just before the announcement because I saw that on Twitter. A few people had put comments up to say that they've noticed that he's removed Spurs from his bio and from everything, and then just after that, then the captains came out. I mean, look, his reaction might have been around the captain and the vice captain things because obviously
that recording that we saw from Tottenham Hotspur was later. Maybe his reaction was in the immediacy of
it would have been immediate. Yeah,
and then it took a while for it to filter through.
Yeah, the timing is suits what's actually happened.
Yeah,
and to me, I think it's because of that. But if it's
more around, he thinks he feels like he's been insulted by not being included in this new version of the leadership group, rather than Ange saying you're surplus to requirements and Sanchez is ahead of you in the queue.
But he might have said that as well. To me, I've said that Postecoglou has had 6 weeks to look at the players and to look at his squad and the players that he's got. Postecoglou's made decisions already. We just don't know what they are, but he's made decisions. And I think that one of the decisions he's made is that he's seen for himself, Dier's not good enough. And I think he's seen that himself. And I think that Dier did himself no favours again in the friendly against Barcelona. I think that probably was his final nail in the coffin with Postecoglou.
The effort wasn't there, was it?
No.
Before I come to you, Mia, and welcome, Kate. Welcome, Ellie. How you doing, girls? Lovely to see you. Got a super chat here from a very familiar name. I'm not sure if I've seen Dark Sun G on my channel before, but I definitely know him from Irish Hotspur fame. It's good to see you, Dark Sun G. I hope you're well. And listen, my man, you've got your boy back. Sonny is captain. He's really happy to see it. I reckon most of Korea is as well, with Kuti and Mads as vice captain. Did you see the faces of our players when Sonny was announced captain? I thought Ange will be special. I love it. I love the optimism. I love the thank you for the super chat, first and foremost. I am super happy for him, for Sonny. I was really impressed with everyone turning around and giving Sonny the round of applause. I've got to be honest, I would have thought that there would have been a slightly different reaction. Romero didn't look like he was particularly fazed at all about being announced as vice captain. It looked like it kind of water off a duck's back. We will see how that goes. Thank you so much, Dark Sun G. I'm massively happy for you and everybody out in Korea that's got their boy captain of Tottenham Hotspur. Long overdue, some would say. And I think he's going to have a massive season. Mia, what's your welcome back to the show, Mia. What's your stance on this whole captaincy? I was going to say debacle, but it's not a debacle. I think it was a wonderful thing. So, what's your take on it, Mia?
Yeah, I'm happy. I think that for me, I always said it should be Maddison should get a shout in it. And actually, I think that's the right choice because I feel like between them, actually, they've got the right kind of balance. So I think that Sonny's obviously the main man, and I think he probably maybe has got a side to him we haven't seen, and now he has got the captaincy. We will see that side of Sonny. And to be fair, he has been the most loyal player because he has, every time he's been linked with someone else, he's come out and debunked it literally straight away, which is what you want. When things were going wrong, he signed another contract. So, and a lot of the time, culturally, they're used to this like respect thing. They've got like, they're quite like to be respected, and the respect-ish part is like very important. So I feel he's going to bring that to the captaincy as well.
Mia, is loyalty the main reason here why we're giving him the captaincy? Ange Postecoglou was asked 24 hours ago about who was captain. And if I'm honest, Ange was leaning to answers that were suggesting there was more than just time served, more than just senior figures. He said, I don't care if it's a young guy. I'm looking for things on the training ground. He ended up giving it to Sonny anyway. Do you think that loyalty played a part here, or is it just that Sonny is the guy that the majority of the squad respect more than any other man in the squad?
I don't think that the loyalty is something that he didn't consider. I think that's probably somewhat of a consideration, but I think there's probably other factors that he's shown to Ange that he feels that he can trust him to be that person. But I also want to say what he also said was that it's not just about Sonny being captain, it's about everybody. Anybody on that pitch can be a leader. And I think that is very important because it just shows that he isn't saying it's all on Sonny's shoulders. It's up to everybody to be that leader. Anybody can be that. So I think that's actually a really good thing for Ange to say. Like you say, Romero looked completely unfazed. He's a bit like, yeah, cool, man. Like, he's very cool, isn't he? A cool kind of guy. And I think Maddison will take it because I think Maddison actually is got good communication skills. I feel like he's very good at communicating. And I think he will be somebody that people will like and listen to be honest with you.
Yeah, I love that. I want to come to who was next in. It was Kate. Welcome, Kate. Before I say welcome to you and get your take on it, I want to welcome in Lily White Lane. Mate, I've seen you. I've always watched your videos. I don't know what your name is, mate. I'm sorry. It's your first time on the show. What's your name?
Robbie. Nice to meet all of you. It's good to see you.
Pleasure, mate.
I've been on the show with any of you, so it's good to see you lot. How's everyone doing? Everyone doing okay?
Yeah, man. Welcome to the channel, my man. Good to have you on. You're always welcome. I've seen a lot of your content, but first time we've actually shared a screen, so cool to have you on. Yeah, you too, mate. Got to go round the houses first. Kate, welcome back.
Thank you.
Listen, you got to work a little bit harder to get access to my WhatsApp group, but all you got to do is click a link to get access to my
you're
channel show
such
tonight.
a tease.
Listen, his WhatsApp group, he pretends like it's a big thing, but honestly, it's really not.
Well,
like
all you got to do is apologise, Mia, and you might be able to get yourself back in there. But until then,
I told you, I don't care. I'm not apologising.
All right, yeah, okay. Well, there's always room for other female.
Underwhelming.
Story of my life, Ellie. Massively underwhelming to the females.
That's exactly what she said.
Let's get back to it. Sonny. Yes, Kate, Sonny, captain. Right choice for you? Wrong choice? Where are you at with it?
No, I mean, I wasn't a particular advocate for it simply because I just don't think he just doesn't inspire me particularly as a leader. But at the same time, with the choices that Ange has got, I can't think of anybody better. So, but I mean, even just watching him come up and do his little speech, it's just so awkward. I mean, I felt my toes curling a little bit. It was like, okay, guys, yes, all this. And it was a bit like, do you know what? It couldn't motivate me to make an omelette. Let's be fair. But he's lovely and he's sweet and he's loyal, but a leader, not for me. But who else?
I tend to agree. I felt he looked a little bit nervous, but then I'd also say the same about Ange Postecoglou. Like, I've been involved in part of my career. I've had to go out and train sales teams, on how to sell certain products and things in the past, and I've walked into their sales rooms and I've got absolutely zero from the manager. The sales manager comes in, he's nervous. They bring up their captain of their sales team, he's nervous. It kind of looked a little bit like that. Like it wasn't really a hotbed of buzzing energy, was it? It was a little bit
I was
weird.
waiting for David Brent to come in dancing or something. It all just felt really awkward and uncomfortable. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel
and then
you.
you had the claps, and then of course they announced Maddison and Romero, which, well, I was like you, what you said, we'll announce two so someone don't feel left out. That felt really cheesy and awkward. I wouldn't have Romero anywhere near captaincy if it was me, because he's an absolute psychopath. And then you've got Maddison, who's just walked in the door, who I like very much. But then I think Basuma probably deserves it a little bit more than him. So, but to me, the captain thing is a real awkward one, because I just don't think we've got any standout leaders in our team.
Yeah. Well, listen, I don't disagree, to be honest. Go on, Adrian. Sorry, mate. Yeah.
Do you think, Kate, and the rest of you, do you think that this is psychological move as well? Because like he's picked 3 players there that I see, if they're fit, they play. These 3 definitely play, right? If they're fit. Whereas you wouldn't want Dier picked, would you? And so he's definitely playing. So if he has thrown a strop Dier, it could be that. Also, I hated the fact, what was that little team there that used to go crying to Levy called, Sean? What was that team called?
Oh, the leadership team, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, whatever. To me, that undermines a manager to start with before you're even in there. But now you've got a captain and 2 vice captains. You can say, look, Andrew can say, look, if you've got any issues, bring them. You 3, you with the players or whatever. You 3, bring them to me first. That's the right way to do it.
Do you think that the reason? I'll bring Ellie on this one to keep everyone, because there's 7 people in here. I'll keep the conversation going. Ellie, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, all right.
Good. Long time. Do you think that the reason to have 2 leadership vice captains and one of them being someone from South America, do you think that's that to lean into Adrian's point? Do you think that's their access point? Like, do you think players like Valiz, players like Lo Celso, Richarlison, whoever else, Reggie, do you think having someone there that is that leadership figure that is, maybe more Spanish speaking or kind of South American speaking, including Portuguese, I guess, do you reckon that is part of the reason why they needed like a vice captain that can kind of communicate better with that side of the squad?
Possibly, but do you know what? I like Romero. I think he's blood and thunder. I love that sort of player, because I come from an era like Adrian that saw hard men, right? And I think he has got the leadership.
Hey, is there any chance you can turn your mic up, mate? You're a little bit quiet. Is that possible?
Can you hear me now?
A little bit better.
Is that better?
That's better. Now we're talking.
Yeah. Sorry. Right. So basically, I think Romero gets a bad rap, right? He has got really good communication skills on the pitch. Even though his English is not his first language, he gets his message across with his eyes, and he's got fire coming out of his eyes, and he does command respect, but I don't think he's quite ready for captain at the moment. Not quite ready. I think maybe in a year or 2 years, maybe, when he's settled down in our team. And I don't want him, do you know what? I don't want him to calm down either. I like that blood and thunder. And I know Kate said he's like a psychopath. Yeah, but we had another one like that called Graham Roberts.
Yeah, but he had talent.
He was.
Yeah, but he was talented, mega talented. You can't compare them two at all. Not at all. Sorry.
I don't know. I think Romero will get there. I think he will. He's got the potential, right? So with Sonny, I don't know about him. I don't know. He doesn't strike me as a leader. I would have chosen Basuma myself. I would have gone for Basuma, because not only is he likeable, he leads by example, because he commands respect.
He's led by example for about the grand total of 180 minutes of pre-season football.
Yes, at Spurs. But if you look at his career in a whole, right, he does lead by example. And in pre-season, he was fabulous. everybody must agree. He was absolutely
It's
stunning.
fabulous, but I just think
Yeah.
it's far too early to give him.
I just think he's got that likability, and people look up to him because he's a fabulous footballer, you know. And I just feel that he would have been my choice if I was picking.
Yeah, no worries at all. We're going to carry on. We're going to get Robbie's take. Robbie, welcome, mate. It's the first time you're making an opinion on this channel, so make it be felt, make it loud, make it clear, my man. No pressure at all. What's your justification for whoever you think should have been captain? Are you happy with the situation right now? Go where you want with it, my man.
I think it should have been Son. And I understand in terms of being a leader. Okay, there are players in that team who have better leadership qualities, but I think the man's been here a lot longer than the other players in this side. I think he's consistently shown loyalty when other players haven't come out and said it. Whenever he's had rumours or been linked with other clubs, he's come out and said, I want to stay at Spurs. I love Tottenham. This is where I want to be. And I think I want someone as captain of my club who genuinely loves the football club, doesn't want to go anywhere else. And I think Son is exactly that. The vice-captain situation, I don't know too much about. I mean, I don't understand why we have to have two vice-captains. But, I mean, if it wasn't to be Sonny, I think Bissouma probably, I think the guys had a very good pre-season. I think the guy's slowly getting better and better, especially under Andrew Costa. I think he's thriving and I think he'll have a great season. But I think Son's the right choice. I really do. I think, yes, okay, loyalty doesn't necessarily mean leadership, but it does show that he wants to be at the club and he's consistently committed himself to being at Spurs. I think he's got a lot of unfair criticism, in my opinion, in pre-season. I think there's been a lot of other players who have been below the level of Sonny. It's like a lot of people be going Perisic to start over him. I personally don't think so. I think Sonny's stats and how he's been created in pre-season has been brushed under the carpet. But I'd go with him as captain. I think he's arguably our main man in the team right now. He's our star player, really, with Harry Kane leaving. Even if Kane was to stay at Spurs, I still would have gone with Son as captain because I think he's consistently committed his future at Spurs. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm very happy with Son being captain. If it wasn't to be him, I think Bissouma, Romero, I don't know. I think the guy, yes, he's a very good footballer and he's got that flair and fire, and I like to see that. But the issue is with Romero, he's so reckless, and to have that as your captain, to have the man who's setting an example, being sent off every 5 or 10 games, throwing in ridiculous challenges, I'm not too sure about it. But guys, I've given my thoughts and opinions. But look, it's great to be on. It's great to be on a show with a lot of you. I think all of you for the first time. I've seen a lot of you guys' channels. I've seen your own channel, Sean. And yeah, I love the content you guys are producing. It's a pleasure to be on.
No, mate, you're welcome, mate. You're welcome anytime, my man. You're welcome anytime. Hang around, unless you got to go, but hang around. We got to bring on. We got another new guy, Pocket Spurs. Hello, mate. What's your name?
Hello. How you doing, guys? My name's Rob.
Rob, whereabouts are you from in the world, Rob?
Kent, that Maidstone area. But yeah, so yeah, not too far. Not too far.
Well,
but yeah.
Welcome to the channel, buddy. Look, we're talking about a couple of things right now. We've got 63 minutes into the Bayern Munich game. Harry Kane is just about to come on. If he's not come, I think he's just getting warmed up. Leipzig are 2-0 up. I mean, I don't know how to feel about it. About it. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about it, Rob?
I saw what Kate wrote.
I said it's him that's cursed. It's him that's cursed. That's the thing. It's not us. It's him.
He's damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. Isn't he? I mean, if Munich win, we look like Muppets. And it's super Spursy. And if they lose, then he's the curse that's going to move over to there, and they're going to have a dreadful season. So he's quality. He's a great player.
If he listen, what would you rather happen right now, right? Because tomorrow morning, if Bayern Munich turn this around and it's 3-2 to them, then every other rival fan is going to be mocking us on Twitter for weeks, saying it took Harry Kane all of about 7 hours to get that trophy duck off his.
Kane had 6 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, but like, so if you love Harry Kane, do you want him to score a hat trick, or if you love Tottenham Hotspur, do you want him to lose this trophy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on, Leipzig.
Come on, Leipzig.
Sorry, I'll start with Rob. Sorry. Go on. We'll go round.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He was such a good servant, and I know there was so much negativity about him going, but I wonder, no one's really voiced it that much, but if he really wanted to go, and he's had his chances over the course of time to go, and he hasn't gone. And he's, with the Man City thing, enough was enough. And I think now he got to a point, brought Conte in, still didn't work. And he's got Ange in, and he said, I know you're a nice guy, and I think Ange is probably the best man motivator there is in the Premier League, I think, because he just speaks direct from his heart, from his experiences, and people go with it. But he'd already set out his stall, I think. And I think the best way for him to have gone is the way that he's gone. He's not gone on a free, like Sol did. He's not lied to us, telling us he's going to remain faithful and sign a new deal and never do it, like Sol did. He's actually come out. He's been radio silence because he can't throw his toys out like he did previously. And he's said, it sounds like what Andrew said, that if an offer comes in, it gets accepted, he's gone. So he wanted to go. We don't want him to go to a rival. He's gone to a completely different league, which is better for us, and we've got a chunk of money for him. I mean, I think he's done it with a view that he will return one day in some form, whether it's on the Ryan Mason did later years, whatever, in the coaching team. But I don't hold anything against him. He's done everything he can for the team. We didn't back him enough. Like when Poch said, we got a house and no furniture. Yeah, we're still at the furniture stage, and Ange is finally getting the furniture that he fancies.
The furniture looks good. All right, we might have lost the 60-inch flat screen TV last night, but we're starting to get some decent, we're getting some decent couches and some nice.
We've had inflatables for too long,
Exactly.
Like when you first move in, you're an inflatable sofa. Do you know what I mean? And you're sitting there, and it's just gradually going down.
I think with Madison, we've got a hot tub in the garden. I think with Josie, we got that tap that can put out the boiling water and stuff. Yeah. Great intro, Rob. Stay there. Listen, guys, I've got to just. There's someone else who's coming in to say hello, but I also got to do a super chat to this guy Daniel, who is I called him out earlier in the nicest possible way. I said this guy is he is the super chat guru of the Tottenham community. He's an absolute legend. He's coming in with absolute love everywhere he goes. Daniel, I didn't mean that in a way for you to come in and drop an absolute bomb like that. That's super generous, my man. I didn't mean it. I'm okay, but I don't. Your super chat generosity is much appreciated from afar. But that is an absolute worldy statement from you, my man. Welcome to the show in the background, and absolute legend for doing that. He's here. Big up to you in the panel. Tottenham win tomorrow. I reckon 2-3. I've actually had a bet that Tottenham are going to win 3-2 as well. 2-3. Let's take this moment to, whilst we're laughing at Harry Kane, we're laughing at the furniture. Let's take this moment to pivot towards tomorrow night. It's time to figure out what you guys are all saying about that. Let me start back. I think we've gone around the circle now. So let's start back with Adrian again. Adrian, has Rob just disappeared? Is he? He came in. No, see you later. I've came. I've conquered. I've gone. Thanks for coming in, Rob. Mate, Daniel, thank you so much, my man. Absolute legend, buddy. Absolute legend. Would never expect that, mate. That's an absolute worldy thing to do this evening. Adrian, are you as confident as Daniel is? It's going to be a roller coaster of a game tomorrow. 2-3 is what he's saying. I think the same. I think there's going to be goals. I think there's going to be errors. I think it's going to be a brilliant 2 o'clock kickoff. Adrian, what's your thoughts on the game?
Spurs to win 4-1.
Wow, really?
Adrian, what did you say last night when we were asked? Did you say 4-1? You didn't say 4-1 last night. You changed.
I've changed my mind, but I've changed. I've flip-flopped.
Part of the flip-flop gang. Okay. He's one of you, Sean. He's one of you.
Hold up. Sorry, guys. It's 3-0. It's 3-0 to Leipzig.
Yeah, I got that, but I didn't want to say anything.
Hat-trick for Danny Olmo. We should have signed this guy. I did a video about him back in January. Why didn't we sign him?
He's a top player, Danny Olmo, for Spain.
I've had to flip-flop after what I've read today, right? Because Ange was praising up Perisic and Skip. So my team has changed as well. So, I'm going Vicario. But obviously, you've got your Dogie, Romero, Emerson. Left centre-back, I would like him to throw Mickey in. Because if he's going to get fit, let him get fit during the game. He's fast anyway. So, like, you know, in midfield, definitely Skip. And I still think it'll be Bissouma and Maddison. But up front now, I think, you know, Perisic, I mean, I'm the one that said we should get rid of him. But he's played so well pre-season, hasn't he? You know,
I think pre-season has changed a lot of plans at Tottenham.
Yeah,
I've been saying it.
yeah.
I think that people like Lo Celso, people like Perisic, there was probably provisional plans drawn up.
And
that was said he's probably going to get out the way, but they've impressed. They really have.
And the only problem with the Perisic thing is, like, if Son plays through the middle, then Richarlison would play on the left, wouldn't he? Because you'll have Kula on the right.
Forget Richarlison. Oh, it's a chance for Bayern Munich. Oh, what an absolute unbelievable save from Kim Min-jae. Was that Kim Min-jae? No, it can't be Kim Min-jae. Sorry, it was a chance for Leipzig to go 4-0 up, and Kim Min-jae saves it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't hold back, Sean.
Well, Sean was giving his Jonathan Pierce impression.
I want to bring Kieran in quickly because Kieran, welcome back. My Ben Davies lookalike. How you doing, Ben? Do you think you've got a chance to feature tomorrow in the starting 11, or do you think Sanchez is going to get in front of you, or do you think that Van der Ven is going to start?
I hope Van der Ven starts. I hope Sanchez or Davis are never anywhere near the Tottenham squad ever again, ever. And same with Perisic as well. I hope he never ever sees the light of day. I heard you talking about the captaincy before. I know I'm a bit late to the party, but I honestly cannot see a leader at Tottenham Hotspur. I can't see one. I think the closest thing you have to a leader at Tottenham Hotspur is Højbjerg, and I don't think he's good enough to do it either. You look back to the great captains of the Premier League, no one in our squad fits anywhere near what they've got or they have. I just think giving it Sonny is sort of a loyalty bonus. I don't think it's anything other than that. Like one of you was saying before how awkward it was. It was. You were watching it and you were just like, oh my God, what's going on? Even Ange was speaking and he felt nervous as well. I felt he was nervous.
Like a school assembly, didn't it? It looked like a school assembly when no one, if everyone was allowed their mobile phones in that room, 90% of them would have been looking on Instagram.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. I don't think there is a leader at Tottenham. I don't. And I think Ange needs to pull something out of his ass because he needs to step up as well. But just by that little snippet, it's not giving me faith in him. It really hasn't. The way he was speaking to him, he's the gaffer, he's the man, and it just didn't fill me with confidence at all. And I can't see Sonny having a go at someone for not tracking back or anything like that. He's not going to say boo to a goose. He never has done, ever. So it just didn't fill me with confidence.
What did the panel expect of a modern-day captain, though? Because to me, I think it's pretty, not so much purposeless. It's all right for PR exercises and things like that. But on the field, if you're Sonny and you're captain, you're Romero, you're not going to stop Eric Dier from making mistakes, are you? And back in the day, when you mention good captains, Kieran, the problem with that is all them good captains that get mentioned were in successful teams that won something. No one mentions the captains that were in teams that lost things. You know, so I don't see the modern day role of a captain. I mean, back in the day, Ellie, no, I mean, like if Graham Roberts went in and made an early tackle, a real barnstorming one to send someone into row Z, he was setting the tone for the game and the message spread throughout the team. Or you might get a captain G up the team before the game or at half time if you're drawing or losing by an odd goal. But a captain, I don't see he's limited on the field.
You can guarantee if you were playing for Manchester United when Roy Keane was captain, you were scared to be lazy. You were scared to be a lazy player. You were. It's as simple as that. Even Gary Neville talked about it now. They're all scared of Roy Keane because he used to rip him a new one all the time.
But I think to the point, though, how many captains in the Premier League represent the personality that Roy Keane was? I think there is a bit of a difference now, right?
But you can see, let's say last season, Jordan Henderson, you could see that he would have ripped someone a new one for being lazy. Maybe not to the extent Roy Keane did, but you could definitely see him calling him out.
I think we'll be all right, though, because we've got Ange. He won't take any lazy players.
Well,
he'll drill them not to be lazy, I'm telling you.
Right. In all honesty,
we said the same about Conte and managers like that. We don't know some of these players. I think can be drilled into so much, but I just don't think some of them will ever change. The likes of Dier, Sanchez. I think a lot of them can, but I just can't see a lot of them changing, no matter what manager we have.
Yeah, but those players aren't going to be first teamers. What people keep going back to is what we previously had, which we're not going to have this season. We're going to have a change. So those players are hopefully not going to either play or they're going to be sold. So that's a bit of a non-thing.
What if there's injuries in the squad? Dier's playing. If Tottenham Hotspur get injuries like last year, Dier's playing.
If we get another centre, but you're predicting the future, we don't know yet. If we get another centre back, that won't be the case. You're trying to predict the future that we don't know, assuming about players that might not even play. That's what
it is a high possibility, though, isn't it?
But I think there's a good chance because we're heading into the season. We're about 3 weeks away from the end of the summer window, and we've only cleared out 2 players, Moore and Winks. We've still got all of these players. We're still going to be in the squad. Who we've seen under manager after manager after manager, and who have struggled after manager after manager after manager. We had Conte, who was a man who we all said he's going to drill it into people. He's going to tell people what to do, get in people's head. And a lot of these players didn't change under him. A lot of them didn't work under Jose.
The reason they didn't work under Conte is because Conte used to give them a right telling off for 2 hours straight. It's not how you deal with people. He didn't have the right people skills. But I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to say, we don't know yet. We haven't got all these players out. No, but Ange did say that he wants to get players out. So that is going to be the plan. But you can't expect it all to happen in one go, kind of thing. So we are probably going to have a few of them still. But the plan is to get rid of a lot of them. So we're trying to sort of talk about it. Okay, yeah, we've obviously got to talk about it, but I don't think the team is going to be what it was last year anyway. I think there's going to be a lot of players that won't be playing anyhow.
Yeah, I think the announcement today of the captaincy, right, I think that it went the way it did go, and I can understand people's feelings, but I think it went the way it did go because they knew the cameras were on.
Yeah,
so sometimes you can take footage, right, without people knowing. You can take footage. So we've seen footage in dressing rooms and stuff like that where people don't know the cameras on them. But today I felt that, the announcement had to be made, but I felt that they knew the cameras were on them. So Postecoglou spoke the way he spoke. Sonny reacted the way he did. I think it would have been far more different had the cameras not been on, or if a camera was on, they didn't know about it.
I'm not going to read too much into it myself. I think that, like, I agree with you. Like, it's a bit of a ceremony. I think Mark Nevin's been saying it. A few people, Steve D, I think, agreeing with him. I think it's a bit ceremonial these days. I take the point. I just still feel like there are also, if you want to find, it's the same thing with like the Tottenham Hotspur Supporters Trust's reaction. It's the same thing with the Harry Kane thing. If you want to find something to read into in it, then there's ample things to read into. If you are more like chilled about it and you don't care, then I agree. I was going to say people that don't realize there's a camera on them. I was going to say, welcome, Ben, but there was a silhouette of your face, my man, because the light was not on. But you're back in the game now. You're looking a bit more.
I'm too busy in the chat, Shawnee. I'm busy modding your chat.
Sorry, Ben. 1 second, mate. A couple of people want to say something. Jose, was it you?
No, I was saying hello to. I was saying hello.
I was just saying hello to Ben as well.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying hello to Ben as well.
Everyone's saying hello.
Hello, Ben.
Hi, Benny boy.
Joe, it feels like the what's the name of the family? No, hello, Billy John. Hello,
the Waltons.
The Waltons. Yeah, we're like the Waltons.
Good night. It's time to get up. Sean, or any of you? Did this announcement of captains come out the same time as Levy's statement on why Kane was sold? Or was it before?
Honestly, I don't know the chronological order. I woke up this morning. I saw Harry Kane's thing first, then I saw the Supporters Trust, and then I saw the Levy statement, and then I saw the captain's thing. I don't know which order they all came through, but I do think
the club like to sneak things under the door, don't they? You know what I mean? Slip them in under the door, like.
Yeah. I mean, I remember yesterday I saw the second that the Harry Kane thing came out, Tottenham Hotspur released a marketing promotion of 25% off last season's baby wear or whatever. They've got a real habit of like trying to. They think like, oh, you know what? How do I diffuse this current negativity? I'll give a little marketing discount on something that no one wants.
And they avoided announcing the strip sales in the shop, didn't they? Was it the away strip or?
Yeah, absolutely.
They avoided that blunder because they would have got a load of flack for that.
Let's move the conversation forward, guys, onto tomorrow. I know we tried to do it earlier, and then we got kind of pulled back into other conversations. Look, was it? So Daniel Montanan said he thinks it's going to be 3-2 Tottenham. I personally don't think that Brentford look as strong to me as they did last season. I really don't. I'm not just saying that because Ivan Toney's out the door. I think they've got a very strong, solid squad. I think they've got I think they're shallower than they were. They haven't got as much depth. Again, not just because of Ivan Toney's absence, but I think that their back four is gettable. They're big, strong, solid boys who would like a physical tussle. And I actually think that that's the reason why you probably don't put Richarlison in tomorrow. I feel like Richarlison will have better access against teams where he can get in behind and play on the shoulder. I think tomorrow it's going to be one of those days where two teams that want the possession, when we have it, they're going to settle in. I think that we're going to need quicker, more nimble players that can get around the strength of their back line. Because where comes strength, the bigger they are, the harder they fall, the slower they are, that kind of thing. I think players like Ben Mee, if you've got quicker players around him, we can dance and juke and jig, and that's the way we get creativity. So I'm looking for a specific front three tomorrow that is Sonny in the 9. I'd like to see Perisic start on the left with intentions to bring Solomon on, and I'd actually like to see Decky start on the right, more out of need than must, and then maybe if we have to look to invert some of these guys as we go on. I think we can get at them. I don't think they're as strong as they were last year. I think everyone who's saying that Brentford are this, I could be in the mud for saying this because I know they're still a great team, but I just don't see them as being anywhere near as difficult to decompose as they were last year. Let me ask Kate first on this one. What's your take on tomorrow's game?
Well, I'm not meaning to sit on the fence, but I have said all along I think it'll be 2-2 tomorrow. I think it's going to take a little while for our players to get used to this system, and I'm still really concerned about our defence, massively concerned about our defence, in fact. So I can't see us possibly keeping a clean sheet, but I think as well that we will score. So I'm going for a 2-2 draw. I agree, Son through the middle. I've got very little faith in Kulu at the minute. He's so predictable, his play all the time, but I'm not sure. Maybe start him and maybe bring Solomon on. I'm not sure. We need some investment still in our team. We need Levy to spend some of this money. Otherwise, I think we'll struggle this year. I'm not saying we're going to get relegated and be really dramatic.
I was negative. I've been saying this for the last 4 days.
Don't pipe up, Eeyore. You keep quiet over there.
Yeah, Eeyore, pipe down.
Pipe down, Eeyore. I'm not negative. I'm not negative. I think this is a brilliant thing. I've said all along, I think this is a really exciting time. I think it's a new era, it's a new chapter, etc. But we do need investment in the team. And it is going to be one of those seasons where we might win 5-3, 5-3, 5-3, and then we might lose 6-2, 6-2, 6-2. That's just how it's going to be. But it's going to be exciting. But I still think...
Hey, I've been asked to remind people what else Kulu does. And the main thing that Kulu does, I think that people are overlooking, is his ability to do the off-the-ball work. The reason why he needs to do that thing is to win the ball back. When we lose it high up the pitch, half of the risk, half of the opportunity, half of the success is going to come from players that can get the ball back. And against tough opposition, tough, strong defenders, you're going to need at least one of the front three to get in there and muscle it. I don't believe Richarlison's the right guy for it tomorrow, but without Decky, we're going to struggle to get the ball back from that top four. And I think that's the reason why Decky is going to offer a lot of value this season, because of his ability to win the ball back in the press. Sorry, Zed's asking me to remind people, just in case anyone forgot, it's not just about on the ball, it's about off the ball as well.
Yeah, you're right, and I hope I'm wrong. I do hope I'm wrong, and I hope Kulu comes good. And I say the same with Richie. I've got absolutely zero faith in Richie whatsoever. But I hope I'm mad and he comes good and scores a hatful of goals. Can I see it? Not in a million years, but let's hope so. But I'm not being negative, Benjamin, because I do think it's a really exciting time. I just think we need some more investment in the team. Simple as that, particularly in defence.
Riz, Kate, as much as I love you, you're like, he's shit, he's shit, he's shit, he's shit. And this is really positive.
I didn't swear. I don't swear.
I'm trying to get out of the black marks of Google. Please stop swearing.
I apologise, Shawnee, but that's what she said.
I didn't say that.
He's terrible. He's always offside. He's terrible. But let's be positive.
How do we beat
words in my mouth?
Ben, I'll come to you now. Then we'll go around the houses. How do we? I think Kate, we all agree that we need reinforcements, right? But we're not going to have any reinforcements before tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So how do we get past Ben? How do we get past Brentford tomorrow? What is your recipe for the victory tomorrow, my man?
Don't concede set pieces. Because if we concede set pieces, it's a guaranteed goal. Because we don't have a single player in that team that can head a ball. As much as I like him, Romero cannot head a ball. More than likely, Sanchez is going to be starting at centre-back. Cannot head a ball. More than likely, Reguilon will play left-back.
Emerson Royale was one of the best defensive headers of the ball last year. In the
1 out of 4, Shawnee. That's 1 out of 4. We got. No
I think Udogie will surprise to the upside with his heading ability.
I hope he starts. If we concede set pieces with our defence, we are bang in trouble. We are bang in trouble. And
that's how we don't lose. How do we win?
We all know what Brentford are good at. Set pieces. Set pieces are what they are good at. So if we allow them to get set pieces, we are in trouble because we cannot defend set pieces with the team we have. And we don't even have a Harry Kane who's half decent at heading set pieces.
Yeah.
We do not have people in this team that are good at heading.
This is sounding negative, Ben.
Eeyore, listen, but we're going to have to just play a game of we score more goals than you. It's okay, don't worry, Eeyore. We've got this.
I believe in Shawnee's. If we've got 88% of possession, we will win the game. But the problem is,
the 100% possession. It's a whole new system that I'm inventing in football. You just do not lose the ball, and that's how you don't lose the game. Let me come to.
If we concede set pieces and they are allowed to fire balls in the box, they will see that we've got a young keeper that's not very used to playing in the Premier League fire balls at him. Like, it's exactly what Brentford did against Man United last year when everyone was saying, oh, Lisandro Martinez, he's a bit short. Put the tallest player on him, and then they won 4-0. Like, if they are allowed to fire balls into the box, we will be in banging trouble. And that's just the way it is. It's not being negative. It's not being. It's just the way it is. We cannot head a football. We are.
Okay. Point taken. Robbie from Lily White Lane. What's the recipe? Not on how to lose, but how do we win the game tomorrow?
Look, I think it is going to be a tough game. I think Brentford have had a good pre-season. They put in some good performances, and I think one thing they are lacking that they have is a really good match fitness heading into this game. We saw it in those last 10 minutes of that Barca game. The fitness level just completely dropped, and we really struggled to play Ange's system for an entire 90 minutes, which I understand based on, the football we played last season under Conte, and then all of a sudden it's transitioning into playing this football. But you see Brentford in pre-season, they played a lot more games than us. I think almost double the games we have. I think their match fitness is higher. I think even without Tony, they've got some quality players in there. And Burmo, he's been very good for them. Visser as well. Do I think we'll win? I mean, my prediction would be a 3-3. I think to win it, like Ben said, set pieces, we've got to be wary about that. But I think I can't see Van den Ven starting. And if he does, he won't be, or his fitness won't be where it needs to be. And he hasn't had time to gel into the squad because it took us so long to bring him in. So I can see it being a high-scoring game. I think it being an entertaining one for the neutral. I think there's going to be moments where we get annoyed as Spurs fans, as per usual, with every game in that defence. But hopefully it gets resolved as Van den Ven starts to gel into the team more. But I think tomorrow will be a good game. I think if we win, like I say, we've got to concentrate on defending set pieces, like Ben says. I think as well, that high line is so dangerous. And I think, Liverpool got really caught out. When you don't do it pinpoint, you're bang in trouble. Liverpool last season had a few issues with their high line. And the amount of times they just got caught out with a simple ball over the top. We saw it against Barca at the end. If we do that tomorrow with a pace of players like Mbermo, compared to the pace of players like Romero and Dier, I think we could be in trouble. I think we could be. I'm going to go with 3-3. I think scoring goals, we'll see what happens with that, Kane, but I still think if we've got good goal scorers in that team. Yeah, 3-3 is my prediction. But Sean, guys, I am going to have to head off. It's been an absolute pleasure coming on this.
Thank you, mate.
And I hope you have a good weekend.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah.
Nice one, mate. I'll see you again soon, Robbie.
See you
Cheers, mate.
later.
Bye,
See you
Robbie.
guys later.
Who's next? Mia, I want to ask you specific questions rather than sort of general questions, so we can keep the conversation going. Specifically, Mia. Mia. Specifically, do you want to see a midfield three that includes Pape Sarr, or is there a step like if we're presuming Bissouma's going to start and Maddison? Who do you want in the second eight to try and combat that very difficult, strong midfield that Brentford have got to operate with?
I think people are probably going to disagree with me, but I feel like Skippy deserves to be in the team. And I know people aren't going to say that's popular. And we could obviously change it to Sarr. There is a possibility we can change it up a lot because we have got enough to do that. But I feel like Skip should start, man. I feel like he should. And I know we should probably start Højbjerg, but I feel Højbjerg is probably going to be leaving. I don't know if it's a great idea to start him, to be honest. So I'll probably say Skip.
Yeah. Okay.
I
don't hate that. Listen, I'm actually open-minded myself. Who's Kate? Who's next? Is it Kieran? Are you next, mate? He's gone away he's gone somewhere. Disappeared. He's back. I can see him in the reflection. I'll come to Jose. Jose, who's next on? Yeah, no worries, Kieran. Who would you have in the midfield, mate? How do you combat the midfield strength of Brentford?
Do you know what? I think the point, and I've said this along, the thing that people are missing is for the last 4 years we've served up dire crap, and people haven't had to do any homework to work us out because we play the same system, same boring football, and it's easy because teams preparing to play Tottenham would say, well, they're going to do this, we're going to do that, they're going to do this, and then they play against us and we're boring. I think this time round we're going to surprise people. The football that Ange plays, the way we've played pre-season, I believe that's the way we're going to take the football forward. So I think instead of worrying about their midfield, they're going to need to worry about our midfield. Because to me, our front six, I said last night, and I maintain it again, defence, where we rotate and our defenders is going to be the biggest issue at the moment where we are now, unless we get more in. But in the front six, the three midfield and the three attacks, the variables that we've got for them six is absolutely blinding. Now, to me, I think tomorrow, the key for Tottenham to win is going to be the possession. And I think we're going to have that. I think we'll have at least 60% possession tomorrow. And then also as well, it's the pressing. And the 6 players that we've got need to press. And if they press, I reckon we could be out of sight by half time. And my prediction is that we win 3-0. I've said it all week, and I'll continue it 3-0.
Love it, mate. Absolutely. Personally, I share your optimism about the options that we have, the diversity and the unpredictability. For me, of course, it all comes down to how quickly can we recover the ball when we lose it. Kate, I want to pivot away from the midfield to the back four. What is your back four of choice? How do we protect? How do we get the ball back? And if we are transitioned against us, which we will be, we will lose the ball up the top and then we will get the transition. Who is your back four that can protect us as best as they can and limit the XG against us?
I think we've got to play Emerson Royale. I think Romero, I'd start Van der Ven and I'd have Destiny next to them. They'd be my back four.
Sorry, say that again. So who?
Emerson Royale.
Yeah.
Christian Romero.
Yeah.
Van der Ven.
Oh, you're putting him straight into the melting pot, are you?
Yeah, 100,000,000%. He improves our team massively. He's got to start. He's got to start for me. And Destiny next to Van der Ven, Udogie, they're my 4. I think they're solid. They're the most solid 4 we've got for me. We're not exactly overrun with options, but for me personally, they're the 4 I would choose.
Okay. All right.
I think you've got to remember. Sorry, Sean. I think you've got to remember that Van der Ven's had a good pre-season with Wolfsburg.
He has, yeah.
So he's not slouching.
He hasn't learned this system. Wolfsburg don't play with the specific.
I'm not talking about system. I'm talking about the training and the games.
Yeah, fitness-wise, he should be up there with the rest of them in terms of.
If not further ahead from us, because he's had a proper pre-season.
To be fair, our players haven't had a hell of a long time to learn our system, really. So I say just go for it, chuck them all in, and let's get this done. That's me.
I'm going to come to Ellie. Before I do, I'm not entirely concerned, but I do want to clarify. I know that when you see me late at night at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, I've usually had a few, and I'm very much okay with you thinking that. But when you say how many pints have I sunk today? Why don't you rephrase it as this evening? This evening. I don't. I run 3 businesses. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I make sure that all of my I's and T's and J's and K's and all that stuff are all crossed and dotted before I start getting on it. My dog's been walked twice. I paint. I do. I got all my
Don't
stuff.
tell lies, Sean.
When that's done, do I get on the booze? And if
listen, he takes a flask along with him when he's walking Bugsy. You just don't see it.
Listen, I don't get. I like a beer. I like a drink in the evening. If I'm creating a reputation for myself, so be it. But it is what it is. I hope I bring the right flavour for these evening shows. If you catch me in the morning show, you won't catch me slurring my words when I'm walking the dog at 9 o'clock in the morning. Early Hoybier, how are you, mate?
I'm okay.
What is your? I hate cameras off because, like, when I'm looking around the panel going, who hasn't spoken? It's all right. You can leave it off. It's fine.
Sorry, I just got
that's how you get overlooked a little bit. Queen Ellie. Actually, you know what, Queen? I want to ask you a different question.
Go on then.
And it's about your name. It's about your name, right?
Is this an off-air question or an on-air question?
No, it's an on-air question. Pierre Hoybier is like stationed to leave the club allegedly in the next few weeks. Do you support his exit if you support the idea that he doesn't particularly fit any of the systems that we need or the roles that we need? Are you okay with him leaving if it means that we can bring in someone that's a better fit for the 6 or a better fit for the 8 or a better fit for the 10? Are you okay with it, or do you stand loyal to your Viking and you want him to stay?
I will stay loyal to Højbjerg because I think you're a footballer, right? You adjust. If you're a good footballer, you can adjust to any system that's given to you, right? So he's had, 4 managers, and they've all played him. Why do they play him? Because he's a committed player. He fights for every ball. He'll give his all right? He's not the best footballer. We know that. I admit it. He's not technically brilliant. We know this. But the things that he can give you is commitment. He fights. He wins the ball back for us. He blocks the ball. He tracks back. I don't know where people get the idea that he's a lazy player.
No one said he's lazy. No one said he's lazy. It's just about the specificities of the role, right?
I've seen it, Sean. See, I saw him against Shakhtar and he played that system very well, apart from one ball that came to him awkwardly and he poofed it. So in my day, he hoofed it. When in doubt, hit Rosette or just boot it out.
Yeah, and Ange Postecoglou tore him a new one from the sidelines, by the way.
Yeah, he really ripped into him, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
But the thing is, he gives you a lot. He gives you a lot, but he's not the perfect midfielder. I don't think we have got a perfect midfielder, to tell you the truth. I think Basuma's the nearest to it. And maybe when Benny comes back, yeah.
So we have much better than Højbjerg.
They're different. They're different, Mia.
Get the popcorn out.
Yeah, because they can play good football and
you-
Højbjerg can't.
No, he can. He can play good football. We've seen it many times, right? And he can pass very well.
All right, so Ellie, what you're saying is your loyalty, almost like, you know, there's a particular section of the fan base that will not hear anything bad about Sonny. There's a particular fan base that won't hear anything bad about Harry Kane. There's particular fans that won't hear anything bad about Romero. You're sticking true to your guy, that Pierre-Emile Højbjerg deserves his spot in this squad, and that you think that we won't be able to improve on him with the 30 million quid. Because I love Pierre Højbjerg. I think he's excellent.
I don't say that ever, Sean. There are better midfielders out there. Yeah,
Well,
of course. I'm a realist, right? I know that Højbjerg has got his limitations. I always say it. If he's played badly, I'll call him out. Just like Mia, when Romero does a bit of a rash tackle, she would call him out. We're the same. Me and Mia.
No, she's calling him out. She's asking him out, not calling him out. She wants to go on a date with him.
Maybe.
I don't need a date. He's in my dungeon.
That's another show, Sean. You know what I mean? But the thing is, right? I watched Paul Beatty, Hotspur hippie. And he said it's a load of bullshit about handball, right? If you're a footballer, you can play in any system and you can adapt it. Myself, I was a cam, right? But I was asked to play CDM as well. I wasn't particularly good at it, but I would do it for the team, yeah? But it's like anything, Sean. You have to adapt, right? And I thought against Shakhtar, he played very well. I thought he moved the ball very efficiently. He didn't hold on to the ball.
I'm not saying he can't do a job. Or I think it's just there's 35 million quid's worth of talent in his legs that another team could see the value in, and then you move that on, and then you use that 35 million to go and get a guy that doesn't need to adapt, that fits the model, right? So that's my sort of kind of counter to it. But listen, I'm sorry, Queen Elia. Let me just move the conversation forward a little bit.
You can call me Giselle if you want.
Yeah, I'm going to call you Elia. I keep looking at your name and going, I'm going to call you Queen, but I think it feels weird, you know. I don't know why I keep saying it, so I'm going to call you Ellie. Kieran, mate, what's your stance, mate, on? Well, you know what? Let's focus on this as far as midfielders go. If we were to sell Højbjerg, are you leaning one way or the other with regards getting a replacement in? Do you lean towards the 6? Do you lean towards the forward? I personally think that guy Vertruden, whatever his name is, from Holland, is he can play right back, he can play right-sided centre-back, he can play left-sided centre-back, he can play in the 6. To me, at this stage in the window, you're not going to be able to fill all the holes you need, but maybe, just maybe, you can get versatility and utility players. And I think he's someone that won't suffer for minutes because of his ability to be adaptable. Talking about adaptability, does he not serve that purpose? Is there someone else you'd go for? Ibrahim Singare, Calvin Phillips. There's loads of names being touted around. What would you do with it, mate?
I do think we need a number 6, but I think you'll struggle to find this late in the window someone better than Basuma. I think he is what I class as the modern day CDM. I do think
if he gets injured, then what do we do?
Well, exactly. That's the. I do think we need a 6, but I do think there's other areas that you need first. I think only time will tell. Tomorrow is going to be the ultimate shower, I think, in the squad. I think that'll definitely show what we need. I think the key tomorrow is to give the ball to Maddison, and then let's see what everyone else does around him. Because if he gets the ball and people move around him, you're going to get goals. What I will say about tomorrow is Brentford are a hard-working team above all else. So we're going to have to be good at slowing the game down and keeping the ball when we get tired. But that's where your number 6 comes from, in Basuma. And I just think, like I said, this late in the window, I think you'll struggle to find anyone that's even close. The midfield is a tough one for me because that's such high standards, but I don't know. I just think Højbjerg, I just like him. I don't know what it is about him. I just do like him. And if he wants to go, then that's fine.
You want to keep him too? Oh, we got
yeah,
the high.
I think he's better served to the club than 35 million.
All right, I'll send you Queen Ellie's number after the fact. So you guys can.
We'll go out for dinner. Don't tell my husband.
Oh, yeah, I was just saying, can we miss some free kids come as well?
All right, listen, guys. We're gonna go for another 10 minutes. So I want to round up. I want to get everyone's final thoughts for tomorrow. Benny boy, I'll start with you, my man. Please finish on a positive because it's
You're asking a lot from Ben.
I am asking a lot,
You're
mate.
asking a real lot.
What's your how do you envision Tottenham winning tomorrow, mate? Give us your final score prediction, and who is your surprise for the 90 minutes? Who's going to be the upside of the 90?
So 100% possession, no set pieces conceded. We're winning 10-0.
Okay, mate. Nice.
And Manor Solomon, when Manor Solomon comes off the bench at 60 minutes, because Ange likes to make changes, the Brentford defenders are all going to be exhausted because they haven't played a Premier League game in months. He's going to tear them a new one. Left foot, right foot, through the middle, through the left, through the right. Manor Solomon's the real deal. You're all sleeping on him, and he's going to score a goal tomorrow. I believe in Manor Solomon. And watch out for this kid. I've been screaming about him for months with my buddy Amir over on Tottenham on Tour. We want him to do well, and we know he's the real deal.
Where can people find you, mate?
You can find us at the Coffee Company. I put the link above. We just released a new vlogerator today, and hopefully people enjoyed it. The people that did watch it, it was a bit of fun of me walking around the Isle of Wight and just having fun. But find us there, and you can also find us on Tottenham on Tour with Mr. Daigle, Mr. Kiriakou, IT Kiriakou, Mr. Ireland, Mr. Johnny now. We have Mr. Amir and also Mr. Ryan Isaac. So we're going to do lots of Tottenham content in the next couple of weeks. It's going to be fun.
All right. So there's 97 people over at Tottenham on Tour. Make sure you subscribe to each one of them that you absolutely love. There's hundreds of them, and it's a brilliant channel. We love Tottenham on Tour on this channel. Big up to you, Benny boy. Appreciate you. Get over to the Coffee Company as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Check out his daily vlog. That's just the first one today. I think he's going to have more to come. Appreciate you, mate. Kate, score prediction, and where can people find you?
Can I just ask you a quick question, Sean?
Yeah.
Have you heard that we've been linked with Rio Hatate from Celtic?
Yeah. It was out.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, amazing player.
Oh, you like him? I just wondered because you were talking about midfield, and I was going to ask you, and then you jumped on something else. So
yeah, Rio Hatate for me. I'd bite your hand off for him. I think he's, there's for me, he's the next Luka Modric. He's currently playing his trade in a competition that people are going to say was not good enough. I think he's got all the minerals to step up. If we don't sign him, someone else will. He's a little frame, but he's really strong. He rides tackles. Like the difference between Brian Hill and Luka Modric is Luka Modric learned how to ride tackles and use his center of gravity to his advantage. Brian Hill gets knocked over by a stiff breeze. Rio Hatate is more on the Luka Modric side. I think that guy's got an incredible brain on him, and I would love to see him come in. He offers versatility and different options. So more than happy for him to come in. But I don't know if he'll leave Celtic because I think he gets on with Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah, I do. But I've got a feeling we might sign him. I've just got a funny feeling. But anyway, I'm still sticking with my 2-2 tomorrow, and I think the star man for us will be Maddison. I think he will boss midfield tomorrow. And I think Basuma as well. Those two. And the more I think about it, the more I think we might actually nick the win with those two. I've just got a feeling we might nick the win. Yeah, I think we might nick it 3-2.
Where do people find you, Kate?
Just a girl who loves Spurs. Yeah, I'm there every day, lunchtimes usually, and just pop up every now and again when I feel like having a chat.
Nice. Absolutely awesome. Thanks for coming on again. Adrian, straight up. We're going straight up, and then we're going to come down the row. Final thoughts on tomorrow. Surprise, risks, something you're disappointed or scared about, underperforming, prediction, and where can people find you?
Well, as I said, I'm going for the 4-1 win. Mir alluded to changes earlier on during the game, which I'll see what happened, because people seem to be a bit concerned about fitness issues. But when he was at Celtic, Ange would make he might make up to 5 substitutions on the 60-minute mark. So you get a chance to put fresh legs on and really go at Brentford if we need to. And we've got the wide players and we've got the pace to do that. So I don't think fitness will be an issue tomorrow. What will be interesting, what everyone should look out for really tomorrow, is who's in the match day squad, the 11 that starts, because you'll get an insight into Ange's mind, and especially the ones that are left out of the match day squad, even though we don't know what the full squad's going to be come the end of the transfer window, because that'll tell you something as well. I hope Dier's out of the match day squad. But I mean, if you look at it, and then when you look at what subs he brings on as well, now it may be because of circumstances during the game, but if it isn't, it's just for fresh legs. That will also be a clue into Ange's mind and his thinking. And now you'll start to get an idea of where he's going and the players he really favours. You know, we've got an inkling into it. We know he likes Perisic. We know he likes Skip. We know he likes his captain and 2 vice captains. So we know that, don't we? You know, and then it's just crossing the I's and dotting it. You know, crossing the T's and dotting the I's, and just to see what his thinking is. You know, so no, I'm confident we'll win. We will win.
Good man. Where can people find you?
My name tag here. You'll find me on Twitter, and there's a link to my Facebook page. I think there's about 11,400 of us now.
Well done, mate. Nice one, buddy. Make sure you get over to Adrian Schroeder's Twitter and then onto his Facebook page. Same with Kate. Same with Coffee Company stuff. Mia, we're going to go straight across the top. Where can people find you? What's your final thoughts for tomorrow? Surprise. Who are you looking forward? Like, who's your upside? Who's your fear? What's your fear?
My score prediction is we're going to win 3-1. Come on, you Spurs! We're gonna do it. We're gonna win. I'm being trying to be confident and happy about it. I think, Joe, I'm with Ben. I think Solomon will come on and surprise people, and I think that he has shown what he has got. And I would like to see a bit more of him anyway. I think that's something, obviously, I would like to have. And also the midfield. It'd be interesting if he did what he did for Barcelona game, where Lo Celso played a slightly different role, because I thought actually that was really interesting and it worked quite well. So we could see a version of that possibly as well, which I think would be really interesting and good. My worry is always going to be the defence, because we obviously haven't fully sorted it, and I don't think Van der Ven is fit. He did say that he's not quite ready yet. He's there for selection, but he isn't quite ready. So I don't know if we'll see him starting. He might come on, but I don't think we'll see him start. I'm quite positive about tomorrow, though. Looking forward to watching our game. Looking forward to a bit of Ange ball, because so far in pre-season it's been really good to watch, exciting and enjoyable to watch for a change. I'm not sitting there absolutely bored to tears while I'm nearly falling asleep.
Nice one, mate. Where can people find you, Mia?
I'm over at Spurs Between the Lines. Get over there, give me a subscribe. I'm just hit my 900, so my next aim is 1K.
Well done, mate.
Yeah.
Make sure you're coming on, guys.
Come on.
Ellie, where can people find you? What's your score prediction?
Okay, which one do you want first?
Wherever you want, baby. Wherever you want.
Right. So on Wednesdays, I'm with the lovely Kate, and we do a lovely show together where we talk about Spurs, we talk about life, we talk about knickers, we talk about sweets, we talk about everything. But
don't forget the Pussycats.
Yeah, Pussycats.
Yeah. Right. So that's a really good show. And then I've just recently joined, I've joined with Meta Football TV with Eltel Cockerell up in the left-hand corner. And we had a really good first show. Went on for 4.5, 5 hours, I think it was. Oh my God. That was an epic stream. But, I'm keeping my options open. Bobby K's approached me as well. So at the end of the day, I'll try and do my best for everybody. That I'm the promo queen as well.
I'm her agent, by the way. So if anyone wants to book her, you have to go through me.
Yes, well done, Leah.
I get no promo from Ellie. How dare you, Ellie?
And your prediction, Ellie?
I'm a bit of a YouTube whore, aren't I? Right. So, right. So my prediction. Right. I think it's going to be 2-1. I've stuck by that, right? And what I'm worried about is, like Mia said, our defence. But I'm worried about their pace, because I don't know if you remember the game at White Hart Lane when they beat us 3-2. Their pace is phenomenal. So we've got to make sure that we do play Van der Ven, because otherwise they'll be playing balls over the top and we won't have any recovery legs, and they'll get behind us and we'll probably lose the game. So I'm hoping that we do see Van der Ven either from the start or he comes on, because we've cocked up and we've let in a lot of goals. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to the match, though. I'm looking forward to some really good football, and I like what I've seen so far.
Amazing, mate. Thank you so much for coming on. Eltel, Cockerell, what is going on with it? Where can people find you? What's your prediction, my man?
Still the same, Sean. It's 3-0. We're going to swarm over them. We're going to have 60%. Pretty much as Ben said, look forward to seeing Solomon if he gets on. But I think we might get a surprise if we're doing well, which I believe we will do. We might even see Alejo Veliz come on in the second half for the last 5 minutes.
That'd be interesting. That'd be really cool. Where can people find you, mate? Are you part of Meta Football, are you?
Well, I've got my own channel, Eltel Cockerell, but I've been going in and doing bits and pieces with Meta Football TV.
Okay. Go over to Eltel Cockerell and also the Meta Football TV. Massive shout out to you guys for coming on. Big up to everyone. Kieran, my man. Last but by no means least, thank you for coming on, buddy. What's your final takeaways before tomorrow? Your score prediction, and if there's anywhere people can find you, let us know, my man.
I don't know about a score prediction, but we will win, but we will also concede. I think the main thing I am petrified about is these wing-backs coming in to the midfield on the attack and getting caught out by their pace. That is my main fear for tomorrow. I hope he sorts it out. I said it last time I was on. I was worried about that. But I do think we'll get the win. I think we'll definitely score a lot of goals, but we will concede.
You don't get to avoid making a prediction, mate. We take receipts on this channel, so you have to put one in.
Oh, be brave, be brave.
Doesn't matter.
I go 4-2. I go 4-2.
4-2, not bad.
4-2. Yeah.
Everyone's going big on the scores. I love it. That's definitely a 0-0 written all over it then. I love it. Listen, guys, we're going to round it off. 380 if you're still in the house. Smash the like button. Smash the subscribe on the channel. Also, one last favour. In the title, you can see Sean Butler TV. I need you guys, if you are regular to the channel, just hit that link as well as everybody else is. But also just hit that subscribe. Shenanigans are at foot. I'm not going to talk about it, but I just got to protect my access to you lot in case other things happen. It's a nightmare. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know, jealousy reigns. Anyway, love everyone on the channel, on the panel, and thanks to everyone in the comments. A massive shout out as well to Dark Sunji for the super chat. Welcome back to the show, but also to Daniel Montandon or Montandon, who stepped in, popped up. Mate, you are an absolute legend with your generosity around the community, mate. It doesn't go unnoticed, and I very, very, very much appreciate it. Guys, you're going to see me. First and foremost, I've got a video coming out at 9 a.m., which is the video that Mia and I did together earlier. I thought I was going to do a video tonight and think I was going to get it off my chest, but I don't think I got it off my chest any better. I couldn't got it off my chest any better than I did when I was with Mia. She's a wonderful co-host for that sort of thing. So that's going to be out tomorrow morning. And then at 12:30, all the way through until 7 o'clock tomorrow night, you're going to have me in various shapes and forms for the preview, for the watch along, and for the post-match fan show. And of course, the link will be out for everyone to come in and join and participate and get your thoughts on the game off your chest. I want to wish everyone a wonderful Saturday night. Please subscribe to these wonderful people. Ben has been doing the Lord's work. Put in the comments, put in the
links.
The links into the show. There's too many. I'll add them into the description afterwards. But right now, I've got to go. Love all of you. Let's go. Come on, you Spurs. It is the season opener tomorrow. See you later. Ciao. As always. Come on, you Spurs.